Hey, what you eating over there?
Just an apple. What you got there?
Well, I'm just eating my favorite food. Pink frosted sprinkled donut.
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 Pink frosted sprinkled donuts
frosted
of awesome.
doughy
balls of amazingness. Pink frosted sprinkled donut.
Pink frosted sprinkled donut.
Then you're going down, Dick Biscuit.
Patrick, what are you doing? Patrick, why? Why are you doing this?
What is Smosh up to? Now, if you don't know who Smosh is, chances are you're either an 85-year-old who stumbled on this video in a fit of dementia, or you're an infant child with an iPad because your parents don't want to spend time with you. No in between. Because from around 2006 to 2012, Smosh was a comedy YouTube channel that absolutely dominated this website, holding the #1 most subscribed spot for years and maintaining a stranglehold on the mind of every preteen with an internet connection. Preteens such as myself, who back in the day watched Smosh so often that they practically raised me. While mom and dad were out at work and providing food for me, Ian and Anthony were teaching me valuable life lessons, such as which food would win in a fight.
If you think your crappy crap egg roll can beat my pink frosted sprinkled donuts of awesome, then you're on, cock goblin!
Or words that start with F and end with uck.
Stub your toe! Lose your cat! You're naked and your parents come home!
Or one of the greatest lessons of all, Fat Kid Kung Fu. So I guess you could say I owe them my life. With hundreds of skits, music videos, vlogs, and even movies, it's no wonder why they held the #1 spot for so long. But being #1 came with its own set of challenges. I should know, I am also the #1 YouTuber. As Smosh grew in popularity over the years, they saw fit to grow their brand. Smosh went from 2 guys making videos in their bedrooms to adding a cameraman and then a production assistant and editors and writers and more actors. Eventually all those people said, "Hey, it's fucking cramped in here, can we get out of this bedroom?" So they got an office, became a business, gave out salaries, wrote the checks, until finally they sold their business to a bunch of bigwig fat cats who don't know shit about what a YouTube is, until finally, catastrophe. Now, I realize that I just went through 10 years of Smosh history in 30 seconds and skipped over a lot of important information, but that's because there are countless videos online going through from their humble beginnings to their business drama and finally their split. So I suggest if you want to get into the nitty-gritty behind, how we got here, you watch one of these videos. But for this video, there's something I wanted to address that I don't think a lot of these videos are doing. Because a few weeks ago, Smosh posted a video titled "Ian Misses the Old Smosh," with the description, "Ian misses the old Smosh, just like you do, according to every comment we've ever received ever." And that got me thinking. Is new Smosh really as bad as everyone says it is? Did they truly become less and less funny over the years, or are we just blinded by nostalgia? Was Anthony leaving Smosh the cataclysmic event that would eventually lead to the global pandemic? And most importantly, to keep up with the title of this series, what is Smosh like in 2021? I mean, if you really want to know what they're up to, you could just check their YouTube channel. Shut up! So here's what we're gonna do. In order to fully analyze how Smosh has changed and see if they've truly lost their touch since their peak, we're gonna watch a few videos from 2011, quickly talk about what holds up and what doesn't, and then compare them to similar style videos that they created in 2021. This is what's known as a nostalgia trip, because we're gonna be watching videos that I haven't seen since I looked like this and carried around drumsticks everywhere because I was desperate to tell people that I could play drums. Might as well put it all on the table since we're going back to my preteens. It ain't pretty, folks. Let's start with a video from one of their series, If Blank Were Real. This is a series that actually still continues to this day, so it'll be easy to compare it to what they've made recently. For this, I chose If Superheroes Were Real. Right off the bat, one thing that's great about this series, as well as most old Smosh sketches, is how quick they are.
Damn zipper!
Every 15 seconds, it seems to jump to a new location or character, and since they vary wildly, it never gets boring.
I'm naked.
Even if jokes don't land, you barely have time to process a bad joke before it starts the next.
Okay, seriously, can you guys just stop looking at my boobs?
As for the jokes themselves, they are very 2011. Almost every single joke is based on some sort of obscenity, violence, or sex. You know, the holy trinity, if you will. Spider-Man falling while cursing, Wonder Woman has everyone staring at her boobs, Wolverine accidentally cutting his dick off, Nightcrawler stealing panties, Cyclops staring at Wonder Woman's boobs, The Flash has a woman getting hit by a car, and finally ending with Ian and Anthony staring at Wonder Woman's boobs.
Will you just please stop staring at my tits?
Did y'all know that Wonder Woman has boobs? You should check them out sometime. They're hilarious, apparently. That's not to say all obscene jokes are bad. In fact, the overall absurdity of some of them just make it more funny and memorable. But it's definitely easy teenage humor through and through. Although I gotta say, I'm criticizing their use of raunchy teen humor while simultaneously making videos where violence, poop, or sexual innuendos are the butt of the joke all the time. So I don't know, I guess I'm a hypocrite maybe? What are you gonna do, spank me about it? What are you gonna spank my little ass? Go ahead, pussy, spank me. So pros. Fast turnaround between settings and jokes, and just overall ridiculousness of some of the set pieces. Cons, not all jokes land, and it's a heavy reliance on raunchy teen humor. Moving on. Next, let's watch one of their random one-off skits. And as the creator of world-famous Jack's Films Festival winning sketch, A Boy in a Dream, I think I know a thing or two about a good sketch.
Oh yeah, Sonic. Oh yeah, Mario.
Yes, I know, hold the applause. I know my sketch changed cinema as we know it, but I like to stay humble about it. So we're gonna watch Our Video Ideas Stolen. In this video, a shoebox filled with their video ideas is stolen. Could you tell from the title that that would be the plot? I couldn't either. Again, a great thing about early Smosh is that their videos rarely break 4 minutes. Everything is incredibly contained and the jokes are quick.
Anthony, we have a crisis on our hands.
Did you get stuck in the vacuum again?
No, much worse.
And while the If Blank Were Real formula is to do a setup, punchline, their skits are much more loose, and jokes don't have to be forced.
Ay, Dios mío! Ácido!
For example, the sheer stupidity of them using whostoleourcrap.com to find out the Chinese government stole their ideas,
Let's get him.
or them using binoculars to look at the guy 20 feet in front of them.
No, dude, he's definitely Chinese.
Sure, these jokes don't hit as hard, but they're definitely less reliant on edgy preteen obscenity. You know, aside from the ending joke.
Yeah, or we could, think of all new ideas from the heart, like you said.
That!
But still, like I said, just because it's cheap and preteen humor doesn't mean it's all bad. In fact, that's the kind of joke that I would use to end one of my videos. Can you feel the foreshadowing yet? Pros, again, the quick and absurd humor, as well as some passive jokes that don't feel as forced. Cons, probably just the corny, very 2011 acting at times. Honestly, I think this one holds up pretty well. Humor is subjective, so I probably should have said this earlier. Just because I'm saying I like this one and not this one doesn't mean shit, but I personally think this one's okay. Finally, I would be remiss if I didn't rewatch one of their most popular series, Food Battle. This was my Super Bowl as a kid. Every year, I would express my excitement to my parents, and every year they would cry tears of joy, asking God what they did to deserve a son like me. It really brought us all together. I chose Food Battle 2011 to keep up with the same era as the other videos. Watching Food Battle after so many years, it really does exemplify the overall essence of what Smosh is, or should I say was, back in the day.
Bring it on, douche pickle! Ah!
Looking at it now, keeping all of my biases in check, the humor again is very 2011.
Alright!
Screaming equals funny, the extreme overreactions and lowbrow punchlines.
Ooh, I said a hot chick! That's better.
All of it was clearly made for their 12 to 16-year-old demographic. And yet, even if I try to imagine that I don't know this channel at all, it just feels right. Even if I hadn't grown up with Smosh, their skits, and especially their annual food battle, radiate the feeling that they're having fun. Sure, the jokes don't hold up to my adult self, but at least it's better than, hey, look at Wonder Woman's tits! How is she fighting crimes with those milkers, ah? For half the video. Pros, it's Smosh in its purest form. Two friends with their annual contest doing a wide variety of quick skits and visibly having fun doing so. Cons, it's all still very corny, very reliant on teenage humor and yelling as a punchline. So overall, I wanted to look at some videos from their prime and decide if they held up today, at least to my adult self. And honestly, in my opinion, it's kinda give or take. Don't get me wrong, they're well made, entertaining throughout, and very much a best friend duo that I'm always rooting for. All I'm saying is if they were to start from scratch today and release these videos, they would not have succeeded based on how much our humor has evolved. But if they released their Assassin's Creed rap today, ooh, Kanye would be quaking. That shit is heat! Anyway, it's time to continue on to Smosh in 2021. But before we do that, let's take a quick intermission. I'll be back, don't worry, I'm just really thirsty. I'm just gonna grab myself a glass of water. I wonder what's bothering that guy. Yeesh, am I right? Alright, so Smosh in 2021, or as the YouTube comments like to call it, a bitch compared to old Smosh. Like I said, it's comments like these that made me want to compare the two, so let's give it a fighting chance, shall we? To cover the one-off skits similar to the Stolen Ideas video, I chose to watch their most recent video at the time, We Interview Our Biggest Hater. Right away, if you were to jump from old Smosh to new, it feels like an entirely different channel.
I'm gonna do cheese cracker on E7.
Ian and Anthony are nowhere to be found, the setting is their main office, and it's shot so professionally to the point where you wouldn't think that this was made for the internet. It's also immediately clear that these videos are more stretched out to hit the 8-minute mark.
Do you guys feel a montage coming on? I do. Let's get crafty.
Which, for those that don't know, is the minimum a video has to be to have mid-roll ads. Back in the day, people might have seen that as scummy, but they're a business, they gotta do what they gotta do. As far as the jokes, it's safe to say new Smosh does not overly rely on middle school toilet humor, and because of that, there are some jokes that genuinely did make me laugh.
So, Augustus, why do you work at Smosh if you hate Smosh?
I could ask you the same question, it would just make far less sense.
But, on the other hand, the new stretched out format means that jokes that don't land, crash and burn.
Okay, what'd they say?
They said, the Smoshcast is the human embodiment of a wet fart, and I envy the souls who haven't had the chance to catch a whiff. Smosh? More like wash this vulgar content out of my brain forever. I blame this channel for all wars, hunger, and sadness. If I could wipe my memory of knowing about Smosh, I would do it, even if it was at the cost of my entire brain.
okay. I guess it's not that bad.
Not only are bad jokes more noticeable in a stretched out format, but because of the new cast, it's a lot harder to forgive them for bad jokes. Ian and Anthony had the added benefit of being two random friends that wanted to make fun videos in their house. Seeing a team of actors and writers in an office building producing comedy content, it's gonna raise our expectations. Maybe that's our fault and not theirs, but it's a fact. And that's all I be spittin' today. Pros, the jokes aren't as cheap and childish, and the overall production quality is great. Cons, jokes that don't land linger for longer, and the new cast and setting loses the personal connection. Also, the tame nature, more reliance on the script rather than the absurd set pieces, can be perceived as boring for some and make these videos a lot less memorable. Moving on. Next, we have one of the longest series on this channel, Every Blank Ever. I chose Every Hooters Ever. Why did I choose the Hooters one? I mean, it was just there. What do you think, I'm trying to see boobies or something? That's crazy talk. Come on now, I just chose it. Come on. Again, I think it suffers a bit from being 8 minutes, as jokes that don't land go on for a bit.
We are so close. We just have to plug in a few more variables, and then we might be able to stop this meteor in time. Oh my god, all right, okay, let's do it. Okay, so, right, carry the floor, bring it down.
Hey,
Yeah, oh.
you gotta deliver this chicken and the man sleeping in booth 208.
But the Earth's crust is gonna shatter the humanity, the meteor.
Cheryl. She's always just hungry.
Every Wednesday.
But here we go back to the style of separate mini skits thrown into basically a compilation. So if a joke doesn't land, it's fine, it's over, on to the next one. I also think the comedy in this one is much better. Nothing hit me hard and quick due to the nature of the more methodical, slow approach to the jokes. But there were a few moments of dumb absurdity that reminded me of the passive jokes that I laughed at in the Stolen Ideas skit.
Okay, you don't have to do that.
I am horsey now.
I mean, come on now, wings in a cup? That ain't supposed to be in there, that's for liquids, not solids. Pros, compilation of skits kept a better variety of jokes and less lingering flops. Cons, still feels stretched out at times and nothing that really hit, just a few enjoyable moments. Next! Finally, I saved my personal favorite for last, continuing their Blank in Real Life series with video games in real life. This video is shot for shot a video that Smosh could have made in 2011. Because they have to go through so many games, it's a lot faster between jokes.
What are you guys doing?
We're having a blast.
Not as fast as it was back in the day, but I think it works out better here. And since they need to match the games, each setup feels entirely unique and interesting, especially compared to the office setting of the entire first sketch. There are plenty of jokes in here that actually made me laugh, and more importantly, it gives off the vibe that they're having fun. There are certain moments that feel more loose and ad-libbed.
I'm going to fuck my way out of hell.
Don't you mean fight your way out?
I can and will do both.
Especially when it comes to my man Shane Top. Listen, I'm not saying anything new here because everybody loves Shane, but this man is a national treasure. Every time he's on screen, he steals the show in any video.
I'm lost in a spooky castle. I sure hope no 9'6" tall vampire lady comes and pegs me. Ooh, that'd be so bad and so evil. I would hate that. Oh, I'd hate getting pegged by a tall vampire queen. Ooh!
Shane Top, I would like to formally request your hand in marriage so that I may take your last name, and in return, I will give you your last name as well. If you know what I'm saying. I mean, come on now. Anyway, pros, everything. Genuinely felt like peak Smosh, but in 2021. Cons, I still don't have as deep a connection to the entire cast as I did with Ian and Anthony, but at this point, that's on me, because I'm not an avid watcher. So it all comes down to this, the question of the day. Which is funnier, old Smosh or new Smosh? And I'm gonna say it, It's old Smosh, baby. It ain't even close. Get those new guys out of here. Fuck them. Take them out back. Kill them. Anthony, I see you back there behind the curtains. Come on out. We knew it was a prank the whole time. Oh my god, old Smosh, so good, so good. The best channel. Thanks for watching the video, guys. And remember, new Smosh is bad, stinky, and most importantly, not fun.
Just saw Black Panther.
Hello, Shine. It is me, your mental illness.
Oh god. Another day, another farmer just tugging at these titties.
I'm Big Bird, and this is an alternate universe where I was in the Challenger disaster.
Oh, I fucking love those guys. Did y'all really think I was gonna compare 2011 Smosh to what the main channel is making now without mentioning their absolute gold mines of Smosh Pit and Smosh Games? Come on now. These channels, which used to be just side projects to throw vlogs and behind the scenes on, are now some of the best content that Smosh has made in years. They take the content put on the main Smosh channel and elevate it by showing the new cast be themselves and allowing us to get to know their personalities.
I feel like if I was hit once as a baby, I definitely would have changed as a person. Maybe for the better, but definitely with a dent.
Just a dent in your forehead right here.
And because it's so loose and ad-lib, there is no expectation that every joke needs to be funny. They're just having fun.
Konnichiwa, fellow otaku.
I watch these videos and I get that same feeling I did watching Ian and Anthony, that they're all friends having a good time and just trying to make each other laugh. Especially with their Try Not to Laugh series. That series is filled with some of the funniest bits on YouTube, in my opinion. Much funnier than what they've made back in the day. I know that sounds sacrilegious, but I've been binging this series for so long, and there's always at least one joke per video that just makes me crack up.
Cinderella dropped her shoe, and by the looks of it, she will totally step on my balls.
Old Smosh is dead. There is no denying that. But maybe it was for the best. Sure, we can sit around and talk all day about how we miss old Smosh, but do we really? Or do we just miss Ian and Anthony? Do we miss the sketches about gay Bigfoot? Or do we just miss the friend duo that made us smile through our childhoods? Well, to those like me that miss the latter, let me tell you something. Anthony has an incredibly successful channel of his own where he's making videos that he's proud of. And Ian is continuously growing the Smosh family and having a blast doing so, especially now that the business drama is behind them and they now have full creative control.
Gia! Michael, we gotta get out of here. I don't know how much longer I can handle it. Hold on, you get...
Old Smosh, or should I actually say Ian and Anthony, they're happy. And after all the smiles they gave me as a kid, that's all I could ever want.
Hey Patrick, what you did out there was really messed up, man. I think you should apologize.
F that! Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you a ton. If you haven't seen this video right here, here's a little segment of it. And if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I hope to see you soon in the next one. I'll see you then. Bye.